Well, the Washington Commanders did not play today, but they did move up in the NFL draft order. So I'm going to be talking about that and some guys they could go for in that top 6-ish range. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. It really helps out a ton. All things considered, a good day for the Washington Commanders. They move up a couple spots in the 2024 NFL draft order. If the season ended today, they would have the 5th pick in the 2024 NFL draft. That gives you a chance to draft a franchise-changing player if you pick the right guy. And at this point of the season, I really think it's about the development of Sam Howell and your young guys. So you got to play your young guys, and in turn, you'll probably be a little bit worse, but you got to see how those guys look. That's what I would do. See how Sam Howell looks, and yeah, your team's going to be a little bit worse, but that's not bad. I mean, we want to get a better draft pick, so I think the rest of the way you look at it, the Commanders at most get another win, so they finish the season 5-13 or 5-12, and probably are picking 5 or 6 in the 2024 NFL draft, and it gives them a chance to draft an elite franchise tackle, a receiver like Marvin Harris. I mean, the only receiver they would draft in the top 5 is Marvin Harrison. And then, some people are saying quarterback. I would probably, unless Sam Howell looks really bad the last 5 games this season, I just don't think, you need to do that. I don't think you need to draft a quarterback. If you're somehow at the number 2 overall pick or number 3 overall pick and you can maybe draft Drake, I don't know. You can maybe consider it, but I still believe in Sam Howell. I'm still a Sam Howell guy. Even the last couple weeks, it hasn't been great. It's also not fully been his fault why we've been losing these games. The defense has been bad. Some of the play calling has been bad. So I still trust Sam Howell. I want to see what he can do the next 5 weeks because it could definitely slightly change my perspective. If he does really, really well, then I'm not thinking about drafting a quarterback at all. If he does really poorly, then I might think about it a little bit. But right now, I'm probably against drafting a quarterback in the top 5, especially if it's not someone like Caleb Williams or Drake May. I think you have a guy in Sam Howell that can be a franchise quarterback, and he's on a rookie deal as well. So I feel good about Sam Howell right now, but they're going to bring in general managers and coaches. We'll see how they feel about Sam Howell. That's the most important part right there, but they're going to get a little bit of time to evaluate Sam Howell. But let's look at this kind of list of the top 5 and see where I think the Commanders will be by the end of the season and kind of what some guys they could draft at number 5. So you look at the Commanders, they're number 5. The Giants are right behind them. So we're last place in the NFC East. It is what it is. If you're not first or second, you might as well be last. Mediocrity is the worst place to be in sports. It really is, especially the NFL where you can draft game-changing guys. So if you're sitting there and we end up getting a 4th overall pick and the Giants are like 9th or 10th, hey, I'll take that over what we've been doing the last few years where we've been, drafting at 11, 15, or 16 every year. And it's just very frustrating because we're not getting game-changing guys. And also the guys that we have that are in charge of the drafts have been not so great, to say the very least. But we're ahead of the Giants right now in the draft order because of strength of schedule. So their schedule is slightly harder than us, meaning that we've had slightly easier schedules, so we're a little bit ahead of them. You look at our schedule, I see 1 win, maybe 1 win remaining. We play the Dolphins. That is a loss. We play the Rams. They just had a good game. I could see us potentially winning that game, but very unlikely. The Jets, even if Aaron Rodgers isn't back, they got a good defense. They could probably beat us. 49ers, Dallas, no shot. So I think we'll end off the season with 4 wins. I think that's what it's going to be. And if we finish off the season with 4 wins, I probably would say we're going to be in that number 4 spot because Chicago right now, they're sitting at 3-8. Let's see what their strength of schedule is. Let's look at their strength of schedule real quick. So their strength of schedule is pretty bad compared to ours. So, we're going to have to win fewer games than them. They do play Minnesota, which I think Minnesota's probably going to win, but there's a chance they lose. Lions are better, but you never know in a divisional game. Browns, I don't know, potentially. I think they'll win 2 games, honestly, because a lot of these games are probably like 40-60 games. Like the Minnesota game, probably 40-60. The Lions game, probably not. The Cleveland game, probably 40-60. because, they don't have a great quarterback right now. DTR just got hurt. And then Arizona, I would probably have them, maybe slightly favored in that game. Falcons, 40-60, and then this, same thing with the Packers. So I think they can win 2 games. If they win 2 games and we lose all of our games, we'll be at number 4 and they'll be at 5. The Cardinals, I looked at it. It's going to be hard for us to, go ahead of them in the draft order because, again, they got 2 wins right now. They're 2-10. And yes, Kyler Murray's back, but they're just going to have to win. Let's look at their strength of schedule. Their strength of schedule is actually higher than ours. So, I don't know. They could, I guess if we got lucky, we could potentially pass them, but it would be tough. So they'd have to beat the Steelers. They're not beating the 49ers. They'd have to beat maybe the Bears, which is possible, and then the Seahawks. This is going to be tough for them to win 2 games there. It really will be, but you never know. And yeah, again, we have a bye in a couple weeks, and the Giants, we'll look at their schedule a little bit as well. They play the Packers, which honestly, they're probably not going to be favored in that game, but it's a winnable game. It's a winnable game for sure. And then they play the Saints. They play the Eagles, Rams, and Eagles again. So maybe 1 or 2 wins for the Giants there. But real quick, a word from today's sponsor. And a huge shout out to Game Time for sponsoring this video. Sometimes when I'm trying to buy last minute tickets, I can't find any, or I don't know what the view will be from the seats, but that isn't an issue with Game Time. Game Time's a fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, and comedy events. They offer killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. I've personally loved buying tickets through Game Time. Recently was needing a last minute ticket for a Virginia Tech basketball game. Got the ticket and enjoyed my game. Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. You get to see the view, and they also don't have hidden fees, and you can buy the ticket with 2 taps within seconds. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SCHMITH for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code SCHMITH, SCHMITH, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Yeah, so overall, I probably think we're going to finish 5th overall with the draft order. Could go up, to as high as 4, maybe 3 if we get really, really lucky with Arizona clutching up, maybe the Patriots as well. Could go as low as 6 or 7 if we win a game or so, maybe 2. That's kind of where I see it. Some guys we could go after, Olu Fashanu, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, elite left tackle for Penn State. Pretty sure he's from the DMV area, went to Gonzaga, so he would definitely be someone I would look for sure in the top 5. I would not mind drafting him at all. Would be an elite left tackle for you, and you get a stud, an absolute stud on your offensive line. You don't have to worry about the left side for the next, hopefully, 10 years or so, and that directly helps out Sam Howell. And that's one of the most important positions in sports. And, Joe Alt as well, I think, from Notre Dame is a possibility. And then, of course, Marvin Harrison's a guy that a lot of people want to draft. I think you consider it because I think he could have a Jamar Chase type effect. Consider it, but I still would probably lean offensive line. That's what I would think. But I don't know. I think, you could consider O-line or receiver here. Some people want Brock Bowers. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't draft him in the top 5. I'm not drafting a tight end in the top 5. I know he's elite. I still am not doing it. If we were in a later pick, maybe, or if we traded back, maybe. But I don't know. I just feel like Marvin Harrison or a tackle like Olu would be the best case scenario for the Washington Commanders. So some good news here. We're making some videos. Not a lot of football stuff. We'll be doing some, but mostly talking about the future of this franchise. Some guys I want to lead this franchise. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.